Hi, good night. Good night. How are we? My name is Joneil German Alcock. I am a speaker trying to do some nice videos to impart some knowledge in relation to how you can achieve your goals and do it to the best of your abilities. Last week, we did a quick discussion on some things in relation to how to plan for goals in a smart way, an acronym that, of course, I was not the one who created, but that many people follow to try to ensure that people reach to achieving their goals to the best of their abilities. Tonight, we want to quickly discuss some things in relation to how it is that you can do it even at the point when you may not feel motivated. This is a major problem that really has simple solutions. Now, your goals are dreams if you do not put a deadline to it. This, of course, is in relation to the T in the SMART, which means time bound. Once you're able to put specific timelines and also an ending point to the things that you're doing, and sure, there may be times when you're working towards them and you don't achieve them as quickly as you hope, and then over time you have to adapt. But if you are strategic enough and you move along a path to the best of your abilities to do the things on time and also write it down, put it in your calendars, figure out where it is you may be going wrong, where you can improve, all of a sudden the things that you're doing start to work out even quicker and at a better pace. Your goals are pretty post-its, things that you write down, things that you post on your mirror or your bathroom area, things that you have in nice journals and all over the place on your computer, unless you actually execute the things that you wrote down and that you have the vision for. They are just pretty things that you put all over the place to write down unless you actually sit down, do the writing if it's a book that you need to do. Unless you sit down and you call the potential clients if it's a business idea that you have. Unless you sit down and you decide that you're going to go to the classes if it's a career based uh, qualification that you're running down. Unless you sit down and you go to the counseling sessions if it's trying to figure out your emotional and a mental status to improve it if that's what you're aiming for. Unless you decide to sit down and figure out where you are in your finances and how to improve it and where to put your money next if it's your financial life that you're trying to figure out. The steps, as we mentioned last week, in relation to figuring out little by little what subtask you should do, and then the timelines or the deadlines for each of them are so important because if you can figure out each of the little steps, organize your time well, figure out if you're talented enough to do each step or if you need to gain some assistance from somebody somewhere, or if it is that you're short somewhere and you need somebody who can lend you a hand somewhere if they have that resource, or if you need to get a grant from somebody somewhere, if it's a business idea or a loan from the bank or an institution, you always have the ability to achieve what you need to achieve. You just need to look how much time you need to do it in, what talent or what skill is required for it, and who has the resources to help you with it. But if you don't write it down, if you don't take the steps to figure it out, if you don't then realize who has the time, who has the talent, who has the resource or the treasure to assist you with it, then you won't get to where you need to go to. Your feelings and how you think about yourself and your goal are not what you should concentrate on. What you should concentrate on is what you can achieve with the things that you have decided you're going to set out to do. If you decide to concentrate on how you're maybe feeling about a little issue in relation to it, instead of deciding that you need to finish this for the reason why you began it in the first place, which is why last week we said you must write down a very compelling, very interested goal that will make you consistent, or why rather, WHY, a reason for why you're doing that goal. That will make you consistent to want to complete the task despite how you're feeling, despite the challenges around you, no matter what it is that may be bombarding you. You've got to be focused and concentrate. And then you have to take the steps necessary, figure out where you are, what time period you need to do it in, what resource or talent you need to reach to, and then just get it done. I have seen so many times where people have the abilities, people have some time on their hands, and then the excuses come. Negate the excuses, get to something which is called discipline, and you must know that there's a D in discipline because it dictates that at the point when you're ready to do the things that you want to do, you're going to come upon failure. And people hate failure because failure means that no, it is that you have to do this process over again, or it means that you feel you're not good at what you're doing. But the trick about failure is that everybody has to go through. And when you're going through a task, especially if you've never done it before, or it's a little more challenging, or there are multiple layers to the things that you have to do, you're going to fail. You have to fail. That is part of life. And the whole point of you failing is so that you can figure out where you are, adapt better, improve upon it, and then get to the process of the winning or the success. Nobody has ever written a book without going through multiple manuscripts or drafts or seeing the cover of what they're doing and build multiple covers for the book cover. It just doesn't happen. Nobody has started off with wrong habits and have to go to therapy about it or figure out through mentorship how to improve themselves and then go back into the bad habit multiple times until they improve and they start to do better by taking on better habits. Nobody has ever started a business and just shut off well within the first few months right away, unless they have done such a thing before or they're mentored well and the mentor assists them to shortcut the process of the failure. But I can guarantee that each day they're working on what they're doing, they will miss a step somewhere, they will do something wrong, and then still have to overcome the challenge of that failure before they enter success, and then still reaching towards a specific target or a goal for whatever financial process they're doing, and still have to scale and do better over time. It just does not happen that failure doesn't happen. So just shake off the worries about the failure. When the failure comes, say, all right, cool. How do I adapt? How do I do better? And where do I go next? Look at your goals and your steps again to get to that end point and just get it done. Do the thing you said you would do even after the feeling has passed that made you want to do the thing that you are doing. Want to get better in relation to your fitness and exercise and eat well? You're going to get up, you're not going to feel well, you have tons of work to do, you have your children to take care of. Are you going to go and exercise and start good habits of better eating, or are you going to revert back to what you are doing? Take the D, take the bad mark, have a bad day somewhere. Don't beat up on yourself. Stop trying to be perfect. Try to enter a stage of mastery where at each stage you're improving and learning something better, and then ensure, this is another very important point, that what you're doing is so well structured over a period of time that there are no gaps in the places of where you're trying to achieve what you're trying to achieve. You have the time. What you have been doing is loving sleep a little more than trying to do what you're doing. You have the time. What you have been doing is going and doing other things that are not so important to the final task or being unfocused instead of concentrating on the task that you're trying to achieve. You have the time. What you have been doing is probably socializing a little bit more or spending too much time on your social media instead of going for the task or the goal that you need to go to. You have the time. What you have been doing, unfortunately, is doing what I realized sometime today, but then I'm just realizing that it is a very good point of discussion. On the screen, you will see the opening screen of this presentation and what you may have seen as a thumbnail before the video loaded. How to stay motivated to achieve your goals, even when you don't want to. What you have been doing is worrying about the nitty-gritty because there's a two tools how to stay motivated. I didn't realize it until since last night. And I didn't get a chance to correct it, but I still went ahead, did this discussion. Some people stopped there and would have either wasted time and been a little late for the discussion and or decided not to do it simply because it wasn't perfect or it wasn't well done or they feel that somebody will say something because they see an error. I can guarantee that most people came onto here or saw this video later and didn't see that error that I just pointed out on this opening screen. Remember your possibilities and try to ensure that what you say you will do it. If you have any questions, please put it in the comments. I will answer even now or later after this stream. Please do note that I have deeper discussions in relation to finishing the goals that you decided to do and how to strategically plan to approach it so that you do finish it. The latest session is the end of this month, the last Friday of this month, the 28th at 8:30. To reach into that link that you see there, joneil.com/finish strong 2025 for further details and how to move forward to get to that session to improve better in how you look at planning for goals in your life. You have the abilities, you have the time, you have the resources, you have the discipline. Now you are going to have to motivate yourself at the point even when you feel demotivated. And you are going to have to be strong in the places where you feel you are weak or improve as time comes along. Do the thing you said you would do, even at the point when the feeling has passed that made you want to do it. And remember your whys. Why is it that you're doing the thing that you're doing? And make it so embedded in your mind. Make it on a post-it on your computer. Make it flash across your screen and on a mirror in your room or in your bathroom. And when you pass it, be prompted to go and do what you said you were going to do. And then, all of a sudden, the thing that you thought was a little difficult to do, you will start doing it little by little over time until you build up the habit, until you take the steps that you wrote down, and then eventually you will achieve what you were hoping to achieve. Keep going and register for that session coming up soon, and I'll see you on the other side.